Hey, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to look at graphing linear equations using a table. Excuse me, there's a lot of ways to graph linear equations. Today we're just going to keep it simple by building an XY table. First thing we want to know is that a linear equation is an equation when graphed will make a line. So when we want to graph these, we can make a table. We're usually going to use -1, 0, and 1 unless there's a fraction, and I'll show you some things that you can do when there's a fraction. Plot the ordered pairs and then draw a line through the points. So get your notes ready. I have a paper just for you today to fill out with notes. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I'm going to do, my x and y table, since there's no fractions, I'm going to use the x values of -1, 0, and 1. That just means wherever I see an x, I'm going to plug in that number. So the first one says, if x is -1, what could y be equal to? Well, -1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So when x is -1, y is 0. So that means to left 1, going nowhere. Okay? The next one, if x is 0, what could y be? Well, what is 0 plus 1? It's 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. The last one, if x is equal to 1, plug it in. 1 plus 1 is 2. So when x is 1, y could be 2. So over 1, up 2 on my coordinates. So these coordinates I'm getting -1, 0, 0, 1, and 1, 2. When I make my straight line, it's making a linear equation, and that would be what my line would look like. For this next one, notice I do have a fraction. So what I do is I use the denominator. In this case, the denominator is 2. So I'm going to use -2, 0, and +2. Usually that helps you make sure you don't have any fractions in your answer. So if x is -2, that means I'm going to plug it in. -1 times -2 plus 2, -1/2 times -2 is 1, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So this ordered pair is -2, 3. So left 2, up 1, 2, 3. The next one, if x is 0, so that's -1/2 times 0 plus 2. -1/2 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 2 is 2. So my ordered pair for this one is 0, 2, which would be here. The last one I have, if x is 2, what could be y? -1/2 times 2 is -1, and -1 plus 2 is 1. So I have 2, 1. Okay? It should be making a straight line, and there it is. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and pause the video here. This is not a fraction one, so you can use -1, 0, and 1 as your x values. All right, building your table, -1, 0, +1. If x is -1, so that's -2 times -1 plus 1. -2 times -1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay? So this one is -1, 3. Then I have 0. So -2, 0 plus 1. That is 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. So this ordered pair is 0, 1, which is here. And then our last one, if x is 1, what is y? So this is -2 plus 1, which is equal to -1. So my ordered pair is 1, -1. Okay, when I'm done, it's making a nice straight line, so I know I got it correct. Here's one that's a fraction. Pause, try this one on your own. You're going to use your denominator to help you with your x values. okay? All right, now that you've gotten a chance to try it on your own, the x values I would have used are 4s because 4 is my denominator. So if I did 1/4 times -4, I'm going to get -1. So this is -4, -1. Okay? If I plug in 0, I'm going to get 0, which is here. And then if I plug in a +4, I'm going to get a +1. So over 4 up 1. Connect my points, and I get a nice straight line, more spread out this time. Okay? One more, and then we'll conclude 7.1 day 1. Again, pause it here, you try it on your own. When you're ready to check it, click play. No fractions, so I'm just going to use my tried and true -1, 0, and +1. So this will be 2 times -1 minus 3. Whoops. So I got -2 minus 3, which is -5. So when x is -1, y is -5. So down here. When x is 0, plugging that in, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is -3. So my next ordered pair is 0, -3. The last one, when x is 1, what could be y? 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 minus 3 is -1. So my final order pair is 1, -1. Here. When I'm done, connect those points and it should make a straight line. That's how I know I got it right. And then you're finished. Hopefully this video helped you today. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will catch you next time when we begin to use some more graphs just in standard form and not necessarily slope-intercept form. Have a great day.